We are back with another video. As you can see by the title, we're trying to find out the best jersey number in the NBA. And you're probably asking, how do we figure that out exactly? Well, I spent a few hours making a roster of every team has their own jersey, or every jersey number has their own team. So, for number zero, their teams all obviously players who wear number zero. Um, with it included though, we have double zero, like Scoot Henderson wears double zero, Jordan Clarkson they wear double zero. So just to help fill out some of these other teams, we're obviously including either other numbers, kind of like mixing them together, or for example, with team number 7, I put Luca on the team because 77 kind of like 7, so yeah. So yeah, that's kind of what we did. Every team has their own, or every jersey number has their own team, and then some are like kind of merged. But yeah, so we're just gonna be simming a season, seeing who wins certain awards, different stats we end up seeing, and who ends up obviously winning the championship, which would essentially crown the winner of who has the best number. Um, some of these teams are really bad, and some of these teams are really really good. So team number zero, I'm obviously not gonna go through every team and all their players. But kind of the top players for team number zero is Jason Tatum, Tyrese Halliburton, Tyrese Maxey, Damian Lillard, Jalen Duren, and Kobe White. And then they have really good depth, so this is a team I think could be one of the early favorites. We have team number one, which Devin Booker is not wearing. As for a lot of other teams, when I was making it, I didn't really look too much at what jersey numbers are retired for certain teams. So he's just wearing number 11 instead of number one. But this is team number one, as they are also really good, have a lot of depth, and are led by Devin Booker, Wemby, LaMelo Ball, Zion, MPJ, James Harden, Mikal Bridges, Anthony Simons, D'Lo, and Amen Thompson. And yeah, so this is another really good team, as 0 and 1 are true competitors. Then we have team number 2, led by Shea, Kawhi, Cade, DeAndre Ayton. They also have a really good depth, as these are some of the top teams. They're all in the East though, so they will end up competing early on in the playoffs, probably, assuming they all do actually make the playoffs. Um, Team number 3, also another really good team, as a lot of these early numbers are a lot of the really good teams, and then as we get a little farther, pretty bad. But led by Anthony Davis, they have Bradley Beal, CJ McCollum. I also included number 33 with them. So this is team number 3 and 33, as they get Miles Turner and Nick Claxton and stuff like that. And this team's also really really good, as 3 is a pretty commonly worn number. So they're also really good. Team number 4, this team has a good first 5, and then it kind of gets pretty bad. Kind of like I was saying before, they get number 44 also. So Bojan Bogdanovic is on the team. Paul Reed wears number 44. And yeah, so this team is pretty decent. I mean, considering, as you'll see when we get later on in the video, some of these teams are pretty bad. So this team number 4, see what they end up doing. Team number 5 is honestly one of my favorites, I think, to win this, as they have a really really good team, and this is a relatively young team, and I know we're only doing 1 year with it. But in the future, this is, I definitely think, one of the numbers that you're gonna see a lot of future generations kind of have kids wear number 5. I think because of players in this generation. Um, you know, Anthony Edwards leading the team, number 5. They have De'Aaron Fox, Paulo. They have Dejounte Murray, Fred VanVleet, Manuel Quickley, and then they have a really good, a lot of depth. So also with them is number 55. As you can see, like Isaiah Hartenstein, I think is probably the only number 55. Oh no, and Duncan Robinson. But both of them are also on the team. So team number 5 and 55, they have 2 extra players. So yeah, but that's the team. And next is number 6 and 35. And then since, I think 35 and 6 are kind of close. Marcus Smart is the only number 36 in the league, so we put him on this team too. As I don't know, when I was building this, it was kind of interesting seeing that since 6 is a single digit number, you would think like all the single digit numbers are pretty commonly used, but number 6 really only had like a few players that really wore it, and 35, they don't have too many either, but they have a good amount. So we kind of merged those together, and this is what their team kind of looks like. I think a really good defensive backcourt, and they have Robert Williams with Marcus Smart, Caruso, and Robert Williams. I think their defense would be pretty good, but aside from that, they're not that good. And they have even Isaac Okoro, so their defense I think is going to be really good. And then they have Kevin Durant for scoring. So we'll see what they do. They don't have much star power aside from Kevin Durant, but end of the day, number 35 and 6 on the same team with Marcus Smart, who's 36. So I guess we just add him in. Team number 7 and 77. At the top they look pretty good, and then it kind of falls off after the first 3 players in the team. So yeah, number 7. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to kind of see what they do, since they have some good players, but then they also don't have a lot of depth. Team number 8. As you can see, Jalen Williams, Kristaps, Zach LaVine, OG Anunoby. And then this team also, kind of like I was saying before, they don't have too much depth. They also have number 88 on the team. Patrick Mills, Patty Mills. He wears number 88, I guess. So he's on the team with them. But that's team number 8. Team number 9, led by Derek White. They have RJ Barrett. And they have a lot of, depth, but they don't have a lot of star power, this team. So, team number 9, and I think I added, number 99, Jay Crowder, onto the team. And yeah, so we'll see how they do. Team number 10 is, led by Sabonis. They have Darius Garland and Jabari Smith, Mike Conley, and then after that, it's not that good. And as you can see, as we get up the numbers, a lot of these teams are getting pretty bad. Team number 11, however, is really good. Jalen Brunson can't wear it because number's retired, so we have one number 71. But this team is pretty good, other than the fact that they have a lot of guards. So Jalen Brunson, Kyrie, Trae Young, DeMar, all these type of guys. Team number 12, led by Ja Morant. Team's pretty bad aside from Ja. Not too much to go over. Just trying to introduce y'all to all the teams, since we're only simming. It's not like it's gonna be super long other than that. So gotta spend some time in the video doing something else, right? Team number 13, led by Paul George. They have a few good players at the top, and then their depth also kind of falls off. I think they could be one of the better teams, probably make the playoffs, but not too much after that. The Orlando Magic are pretty bad. Number 14. As they have Tyler Hero, Brandon Ingram, but then, it is pretty bad after that, as they have, a lot of these 74 overalls. We're even bringing, some players in this, we're even bringing out of retirement possibly, Dwayne Dedman, he found his way onto a team again for team number 14. Team number 15, led by Jokic. Aside from that, though, not too good, as it doesn't help that a lot of their better players are also centers, so it kind of doesn't mesh too well. Then we have team number 34 and 16 on the same team. 16 is not worn too much, and 34 is also not worn too much. So yeah, Giannis 34, Wendell Carter is representing 34, and then Toumani Camara is the highest overall, number 16. So this team's really bad aside from Giannis. I wonder what stats he's gonna end up averaging, considering he's playing on a team with nobody else to really do much. So he might go crazy. The The Nuggets are team number 17 and 42. I know 42 is a little interesting, but they need a few more players, and 42 was a number where there's actually quite a bit of number 42s. They have a lot of decent players, but they don't really have too much star power or anything like that. I don't see them getting too far. Team number 18 and 32 are combined. Kind of like I said in the past, two numbers that aren't worn too much. Kind of merge them together, gives them a full team. This team's also really bad. I mean, they have Cat, but after that, it gets, pretty bad. I mean, a lot of the players that wear number 18 apparently are not that good. Number 19, led by Jakob Poeltl, another team that I think could be one of the worst teams in the league. As if you look at this team, it's pretty bad. Your highest overall is 82 overall. You're probably not going to win many games. And I mean, we even brought Blake Griffin out of retirement to play for this team, as he will be one of the better players on this team. I know he wears number 91, but you kind of reverse it. It's number 19. So, team number 19, not too good. But yeah, it is what it is. Then we have team number 20. Also, a team that we were able to fill out a full roster of number 20s, but they're not good at all. So don't expect much out of them either. Team 21, and I think we have team 21 and 41. So 41's mixed in. Kelly Olynyk 41, Saddiq Bey wears number 41. And yeah, so this team, they have Joel Embiid, so you never know. Maybe they get something done just because they have Joel Embiid. But the rest of the team isn't that good. I mean, they have a good few pieces at the top, but that's about it. Team number 22, one of the better teams for all the higher number teams, for sure, as 22 happens to be worn by quite a bit of players. So, Jimmy Butler, Chris Middleton, Franz Wagner, Desmond Bane, Andrew Wiggins, and then, they got a lot of these type of guys that they're not going to get many minutes, if they even get any minutes at all. Then we have team number 23, LeBron, Lauri Markkanen, Draymond Green, Mitchell Robinson. They have a lot of like decent depth, but they don't have that good of a team at the same time. So we'll see what they do. I think they could still make the playoffs for sure. Team number 24, led by Cam Thomas. As I don't know, it's kind of interesting when you go through looking at some of these numbers, as you see some of them are by, sometimes it's position. Like some teams, a lot of one position is wearing that number. With number 24, you could see the top, players are all under 24. And even like if you scroll down, a lot of this team is pretty young. So, in my head, I'm kind of thinking it could be, some type of Kobe inspiration that you could see with why so many young players wear number 24. So, I don't know. It's kind of cool to see, I guess. Kind of like once you're putting the roster together. But yeah, number 25, also a team I think could be one of the worst teams in the league, as their best player is, Trey Murphy. I don't think, having Trey Murphy as your best player is going to help you guys win much. Not that Trey Murphy's bad, because he's great. I think he's definitely pretty good, but, he's definitely not a number one option good. So yeah, 25, they're not good at all. Then we have 27 and 28 on the same team. Or no, 26 and 27. 26 and 27. Jamal Murray, Rudy Gobert, rest of the team, not that good. As 26 and 27, there's not too many that wear, either of those numbers. So, not surprised this team isn't that good. Then we have this team, which is a little interesting. It's kind of like, it's team 40s, like all the 40s that we didn't use. So like 41 was used, 44 was used. And so this is kind of everything, and 42. So this is like 43, 45, all the way up to 49, mixed with 28 and 29. Because they have so many numbers, they do actually have a pretty good team. Even for like the odd numbers, Donovan Mitchell 45, Pascal 43, Sengun 28, Zubac 40. So, they kind of have a mix of an interesting team for sure. And I think because they have so many numbers, it did end up giving them a pretty decent team. Our second to last team is team number 30 and 31, led by, number 30, Stephen Curry. And then they have players like, Jared Allen, who's 31. Julius Randle wears number 30. And then, it's not that good of a team either. Interested to see what Curry ends up doing on a team where he doesn't have many other options. And, and then the last team, which I think another team that I think this will be the worst team in the league. This is team number 50 and above. So led by Aaron Gordon, Cole Anthony, and then after that it significantly drops off. Interesting to see that, this team has a lot of centers. So a lot of the centers, for some reason, they like picking some weird numbers. So, if you go through this, Taj Gibson, 67, very odd number. Boban, 51, very odd number. Mike Muscala, 52. I don't know if that even, I think he actually wears number 50. I don't know. But either way, still an odd number if you're wearing a number over 50. Eugene Omori, never understood how to pronounce his name in the 2 years he has played. But number 97 is definitely interesting. Kem Birch with 92. That's another really interesting number. So, that's all the teams. And I'm going to end up, simming the season. We're going to see, what team ends up having some of the good records, the bad records. And we're going to obviously go to the playoffs. And whoever wins the championship is kind of, crowned as the best number in the league. So, we kind of showed the teams. If you want to have like a little early prediction, mine is the team number 5 with, I guess the 155 on the team. But my early prediction, I think, is number 5 or maybe number 1. So number 1 or number 5 are my two kind of predictions. And, whatever y'all are thinking, make your early prediction now before I sim. But, so I'll get back to you guys after I'm done simming and show y'all the awards, who won certain awards, and all that type of stuff, the stats, all that. As you can see, we are done with the season, and Jokic ended up winning MVP, playing for team number 15, which I'm honestly not surprised, as he wins it in real life with a good team around him, and now he wins it without a good team around him, as number 15 is not that good of a team. Rookie of the Year ended up going to Wemby. Sixth Man of the Year went to LaMelo Ball, who averaged 15 points per game off the bench, playing for team number 1. So team number 1 takes home 2 awards right here, and they also take a third with Wemby also winning DPOY. Most improved goes to Jalen Smith, who averaged actually a pretty good stat line for OKC, which is team number. What team number is Oklahoma City? I don't know. We'll see, because I kind of forgot what number. I can't think of the number Jalen Smith wears off the top of my head. So I'll have to go look at that in a second. Clutch Play of the Year was Curry. Averaged a pretty crazy stat line, shooting 50, 40, 90. And Coach of the Year is Doc Rivers, and Executive of the Year is Dalen Grant, who is the executive of the 76ers. So, as you can see, team number 1 takes home a lot of awards here. They take home, Coach of the Year, they took home DPOY, they took home Sixth Man, and Rookie of the Year. And then team number 0 gets the Executive of the Year. And now I do kind of want to see really quick what team was the Thunder. Thunder is team number 25. So, definitely has a lot of opportunity on this team. So he did go out and show a lot with it, averaging 17 and almost 10 rebounds a game. So, very good season out of him. I do really quickly want to go look at the league leaders in some stats. As points per game is Ja Morant for team number 12. Also not surprised too much by this, as aside from him, this team was not that good. And as you can see, there's some pretty crazy stats. I want to see kind of, how some of these other players did on some other teams. Or especially kind of like, I don't know, let's go to look at the records actually. So the worst record ended up being the Pelicans, which is team number 19. So team number 19, led by Jakob Poeltl, is their highest overall. They did have 13 wins. They didn't have the worst record of all time. A little surprised how, as aside from Simon Fontecchio and Jakob Poeltl, this team is not very good at all. And I mean not good. The second worst team was the Orlando Magic, which is team number 14. I mean, at least they had, Tyler Hero, Brandon Ingram, but they didn't end up doing anything, and somehow the Wizards even played better than them. And I don't really know who was doing too much for them, because, I mean, it doesn't look like anyone had an insane season for them. So it was a little interesting to see how they ended up winning games. But yeah, so those are some of the bad teams. Some of the top teams. Team number 1. Those are one of my early predictions to win it all. Team number 0, they're at the top. Team number 3, team number 2, and team number 7. So those are some of the good teams in the East. In the West, we have team number 5, another one of my early predictions. We have team number 15, which is kind of surprising. I mean, they have Jokic, who did win MVP, but the team is not that good other than that. We have team number 22, which they're kind of, a little sneaky competitive team for considering their number. We have team number 13. I want to see if there's any single-digit number that did not make the playoffs, because I feel like the single-digit numbers are, easily some of the better teams for sure. As, I mean, Miami is number 8. So number 8 did, as a single-digit number, they did miss the playoffs, going 33-49. So there are, worst single-digit team. And let's simulate the play-in. The Kings are eliminated, so that's number, I don't know, we'll see. But the Knicks also eliminated, the Nuggets eliminated, and the Raptors. So that means from this tournament, we have team number 34 and 16. They're actually in the playoffs. They made it. The Hornets, let's see. First of all, number 12 eliminated. And then we had number 21 and 41 eliminated. And then over here, we have team numbers, the Sacramento Kings. So we have team number, what number is 11? So this is a surprise. I thought this team was going to be really good. This team number 11, actually ended up losing in the play-in. Led by Jalen Brunson. They have Kyrie Irving, DeMar. They have Trae Young off the bench. This team is really good, and they ended up being, only the 9th seed and eliminated. Then we have the Nuggets, who are eliminated, which is team number 17. And is there another number? Yeah, team number 17 and 42. So 17 and 42, they're eliminated. As this is kind of how it ends up looking now. So we're going to sim, obviously, the first round. See what happens. The Brooklyn Nets are eliminated. The Hornets are eliminated. The Trailblazers, the Warriors, the Grizzlies, the Celtics, the Hawks, and the Utah Jazz. So, Utah Jazz is number 10. Number 10 is eliminated. We have for the Grizzlies, this is 35, 36, and 6. They are eliminated. Number 30 and 31 is eliminated. We have numbers 28 and like all the 40s kind of ish, 45, 43, 40, all those type of numbers. They're eliminated. We have the Hornets with number 9 eliminated. We have number 7, one of the bigger and better teams. They're eliminated at number 7. As they do we have even any upsets? The Celtics got eliminated at number 4. So number 4 and 44 are gone. And then number 16 and 34 eliminated. And did we have any upsets? We did not. So these are kind of the powerhouses, I think, more so. I mean, number 15, I think, is probably the worst team here. But then we have, number 5, 13. We have number 22. And then we have number 2 versus number 1. And then we have number 0 versus number 3. So, see how these rounds go. As team number 15 is the first team eliminated. Team number 13. Team number 3. And team number 1. So, we are down to 4 numbers. Number 5 and number 22. And then we have number 0 and number 2. So, let's see, obviously, what happens here. As number 22 is eliminated. And number 5, or no, it's number 22 and number 2 is eliminated. So, both the 2s are eliminated. And now the finals is number 0 versus number 5. Led by, Jason Tatum for number, 0. And then for number 5, led by Anthony Edwards. Obviously, if we get into a situation where it's a close game and one of them's about to win, I will jump in. The Clippers take a quick 2-0 lead. Now it's 2-2, 3-2, 3-3. So now we're in a game 7. If it is close, I will jump in to watch. Let's see what happens, as currently it looks like it is kind of a blowout right now. Yeah, it is a blowout. So they absolutely went crazy in game 7, as team number 0 ends up winning it all. Jason Tatum averaged 35, nearly 10 rebounds, shooting almost, if he could have got that free throw percentage up, 50, 40, 90. And team number 0 ends up taking it home, with the runners-up being number 5. Definitely one of the early teams I expected to be one of the early competitors for sure, as this team is pretty good. But I don't know. I thought number 5 was my early favorite. So yeah, I mean, overall, still pretty cool to see. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if anyone's ever done this before. I don't know. It's just something I kind of thought of doing. An original idea of what to kind of bring content wise. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. It took me quite a bit to make these rosters. I can't lie. Putting a whole bunch of players on the same team for certain jersey numbers definitely took quite a bit of time. So hopefully y'all could at least show some type of support for that. But the king apparently of jersey numbers is number 0 and 00, as they go home and end up winning it all. So thanks for watching, and I hope to look in the future to make more ideas like this, of kind of original ideas. Just some fun challenges kind of with either 2K, Madden, MLB The Show, all that type of stuff. Yeah, so thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.